Alright, hello everyone. Before I actually get into some of things that I've really been doing, such as reviewing your Fall Guys creative maps, I do have something that I do want to talk about. And because I don't really want any one of you are just looking through at a Fall Guys just standing down there, and as I talk about all this, I'm gonna be doing some gameplay as I talk about all this. But basically what I am going to be talking about today is how Mediatonic themselves have really ill-treated the community creators, whether through the ones that are specially selected for the old knockout, then subsequently combined into create a spotlight. But basically, if you guys aren't exactly aware yet, some people have already found out that Mediatonic has opted to no longer update Creator Spotlight, which I personally find very insulting to the creators that have perhaps put lots of effort into creating maps just so that this game can have some fun, because as I think we all perhaps would have known, Mediatonic themselves aren't able to create the map quality of what the community can come up with. Now that really all said and done, there are lots of creators that have started to stop creating maps, albeit I already knew this for quite a while already. Yet still, I feel that this stoppage only came because Mediatonic themselves believe that they are better than the community creators. Like, I get it on a perspective in which that you wanted to have some lesser skilled players, or as I think the community figured out by now, bots, or I should specifically mention robots, to in order to play through the maps that you guys have created. And having player made maps in there just doesn't seem to fit the bill. Now that all said and done, y'all could have just simply done this for ranked knockout, but y'all decided to have the same map pool for both knockout and ranked knockout. Why should that be the case when we know that the creators from the community can easily create maps that are much more better than whatever you guys can ever do on any scale? And this rant is not even going to be that short as well, so I hope you guys are really prepared for this. I do apologize for those who are expecting a more positive video from me in this aspect, but I really need to talk through this before I get to reviewing some more maps made by the community. Like, ever since they started to remove community maps from knockout and everything, the game has just gone a downward spiral because the maps has been repetitive. Like, ever since the game launched from Legacy Season 1 to around the time of Legacy Season 6, before the real update or the long timed update for Legacy Season 6 and right into Reforged Season 1, there was this issue where the game was starting to get stale. Because we were having the same maps over and over again for nearly 3 months, and that is nearly equivalent to 90 days. And let's not mention about how Mediatonic decided to keep delaying the updates so that they can reach a very important milestone which came to the game in Free For All Season 1. Now that said, Free For All Season 1 did introduce back some interest back in the game. But that didn't last very long because all that did was to help the game survive for just a tad bit longer before it started to grow stale again. Because they wanted each season to be a bare minimum 2 months long as far as I'm aware of. And here is where the real issue really began. Having repetition is fine, but as a developer, you have to understand what the players want. Like, true, there is the minority in the entire community where they just want new things every, like, say, 3 weeks. Now, do I agree with that idea and sentimental? No, I particularly do not. But keeping your game stale for basically nearly 2 months now, that's what I say it's not the right approach. Then came to the point where Free For All Season 4 came around, when Creative was really launched, that allowed creators to create their own creative maps. Though at the start it was very unbalanced due to the fact that you had limited budget, starting at off just a mere measly 1000, and budget costs were not exactly balanced and everything. The hype of creating maps from different people brought life to the game once again. This subsequently carried on through the updates where they essentially declared Free For All Season 4 as the last real theme season that they will ever do, and from then on it will have just been smaller patch updates ranging in between from 1 month all the way to even up to 2 to even 3 months from what I'm aware of. But mainly, most of the fame passes always drop in between about 2 months later, resulting in newer things being updated every now and then. That all said and done, when the budget was increased to 2000, we got to see much more creativity when it came to the creative maps. And now, as per much more of a recent update, they did increase the budget to 2500 for creative maps. That alone did not save the game for long because of the much more recent decisions where creative maps made by the community was starting to be shoved away in favor of Mediatonic created maps, hoping to suggest what the vision for the game could have been like. But yet, these things still happened where the community still did not get what they fully set out to accomplish in of matters to speak. Especially much more, there was that point in hope where when the community created maps were in the original knockout mode, there was that hope that the game could have been for the better, as players are able to see what the extent of community can create. But this all was put to waste when they decided to shift towards their own maps again, removing some of the maps, not even having the ability to curate some of these maps properly. And as some people have probably figured out, started to put some modded maps into the pool. Now, do I say that modded maps meant absolute necessary harm? Not entirely so. There are cases where the modded maps could have saved the game, to speak. Yet what really went wrong? This kind of go back to something that was out of my expertise and knowledge, because there appears to have been some sort of a Discord server where Mediatonic was in close relations with some of the top map creators out there, and the fact is, really, y'all do not understand how the community works around. But having the potential to make the game better, and you just basically spat right back in the faces of every single player, because you do not get to appreciate the community much more than some of the other people do. But now, much more on to the positive side of things. I really don't want to get too much into details, because no matter what anyone can say and everything, this is just one person's opinion. Maybe there are more things behind the scenes that I don't know about. What led to this bad decision making? But that all said and done, I feel that if you are someone with a higher authoritative position, you should be able to understand both sides of the playing field. Not just your own management side, but even from the player's point of view. Now, what do I mean by that in particular? I will not speak on it too much, because I don't know all the details, right? Now that said, obviously when Creator Spotlight really became a thing, I am aware that for quite a rather large amount of time, only certain creators were getting featured over and over again, while the others are left behind in the dust. Now that all said and done, it wasn't really that bad when creators were kind of getting left behind. But eventually, as time basically went by, it was more evident that Mediatonic didn't really care much about their creators. From having a constantly rotation of about 16 to 18 maps in Creator Spotlight, to suddenly dumping every single rotation in one, combining all these maps to make it about 200 over maps, is frantically ridiculous to think about. Because I really don't want to calculate the odds, but that leaves like about a 1% chance or even lesser to even get a specific map that you want, just to be able to look through the map and appreciate what the creators have done for this game. And now, knowing that some of the better skilled creators have started to leave the game, I am starting to make a appreciation series, apologies, of the creators who have made maps in the game. Now, some of these creators have modded maps, some of these may have whatever other kind of maps, poorly designed ones due to the early budget of Fall Guys. I'm not going to be too concerned about them, but this is the point where I think something has to be done. Players have to be aware of how good the community can be. If you guys really feel that there are creators out there that could satisfy the thing of map creation, or in a way have been part of the Discord that have helped to shape partial future of this game itself before the poor decision makings came along, just leave a comment in my most recent community post and I will spend time once I am able to do this on a greater scale, of course. I will look through all the maps that they have created, reviewing them to the finest details, and I would not mind if the video turns out to be over an hour long, over 2 hours, so long as these creators get what they deserve, because they should have been appreciated more. Now that's it. I will only end this video once this game concludes or once I get eliminated, so please truly enjoy the rest of this fumbled gameplay.